Trying to pass a drug test. Bought 7 bottles of fake pee and I still failed. That's right, I drank 7 bottles of fake piss and I still failed. I just found out I can't have kids. Can you believe it? When I found out, I asked for a second opinion, but the judge said that's not how custody hearings work. My wife is like a fine wine. That's why I only take her out of the cellar on special occasions. Just gonna let her breathe. I have an idea for a superhero group called the Attempted Suicide Squad. They don't save anybody, but they do cry for help. That's pretty good. Needs a standing ovation. Did you guys know that people with ALS don't like it when you call them disabled? They prefer you say ice bucket challenged. I have an idea for a sequel to the movie Ghost. And they could pass, believe it or not, still Patrick Swayze. I mean, give me one good reason why not. I don't know. Okay. A lot of people have weird names for their grandparents, like Mama and Papa, Mimi, Mimu, Bipu, all that shit. We call my grandfather Pot Pot, because he got shot twice in Korea. We got any gamblers in the audience? Make some noise if you like to gamble. Nobody. Absolutely no one. I actually have a bit of a gambling problem. I lost my family in my gambling problem. Bet I got $50, he couldn't kill my whole family. Make some noise if you had a single dad growing up. Single dad? Not me, I had not one single dad growing up. Not even one. No, my dad likes to use words like therefore in conversations, trying to make himself sound smart. Hey Dad, why don't you try being there for your son? My dad does not like the jokes I do about his absence from my life. He says, I don't understand what's supposed to be so funny about all that stuff. So I don't know, Dad, I guess you just had to be there. My wife thought it would be hot if I pretended to be her dad. So I got her mom pregnant and left town. I got punched in the face the other day by a prosthetic arm. Apparently I was protesting at the wrong Olympics. So that was awkward. You guys like impressions? Yeah. They're just two people? Well, this is my impression of the Michelin Man if he did stand-up comedy. I just flew in from New York and boy are my arms tires. They usually get some applause, maybe your arms are too tires. I think safe sex is overrated. I had safe sex one time and the bank fired both of us, so. We had sex in a safe, you guys. That's. Alright, I thought this was a safe space. Alright, that's stupid. No more riffs from me, I promise. You guys like impressions? Alright, I'm looking up impressions. This is my impression of conservatives. Stay with me. All of them. Okay, conservatives doing stand-up. Oh, this is just actually, they're not doing stand-up. This is just regular conservatives existing. Hey, if we ban drilling, where are we going to get motor oil? Alright, this is my impression of liberals. I know, that's pretty on point. But this is my impression of liberals. Hey, if we ban abortion, where are we going to get baby oil? Not everybody knows that's where it comes from, but liberals know. That's what they were they're doing at the pizza place. They're squeezing babies for Hillary. And that's probably why she lost, because that's what I was campaigning on. Squeezing babies for Hillary 2024, going forward. Alright, and that's enough of that riff. I saw an ad for St. Jude's Children's Hospital the other day that I thought was kind of fucked up. It said, St. Jude's won't stop until no child dies from cancer. And if you think about it, that means they don't even have to cure cancer. They just have to keep you around so you can hold a child. My face up there. Alright. Don't you guys hate when your girlfriend complains about your body odor, but then she won't help you move the body? God damn it, now I gotta bury 2 bodies by myself. That's pretty good. Hey, if time heals all wounds, then how come my son bled out in the waiting room? No, cancer. I like to tell people I have a psych degree, and then when they ask to see it, I'm like, psych. So they're not all gonna be awesome, alright? Some of them are just pretty good. Oh man, I was at the urinal earlier and somebody tried to talk to me. Don't you hear that happens? You're at the urinal, somebody tries to talk to you. It's like, come on man, I'm trying to jack off over here. Give me some space. I got a job driving the shuttle from a mental hospital. I really wanted to bust some nuts, you know? That's almost a cute joke. Almost. Guys, I was reading the Bible on the way here. Anybody else? Do you guys know that Adam had a rib removed so he wouldn't have to suck his own dick? And we're going to move on now. But that is true. And if you're not laughing, it's because you're not reading your Bible. And you should be ashamed of yourself. Feminists asked me if I was an ally. I said, yeah, ally to get some pussy. No, that's... And that's a joke I tell. Did you guys know that P. Diddy had people sign NDAs? Did you get quiet for P. Diddy? P. Diddy! I don't know, I just thought it would help. He had people sign NDAs because he didn't want anyone finding out he was fucking dudes NDAs. Fucking dudes NDAs. Fucking dudes NDAs. When you start doing stand-up, the first thing they teach you is say the punchline 3 times. That is rule number 1 of stand-up comedy. A lot of women call me the human vaccine. Did you know that? A lot of women call me the human vaccine. Because once I'm inside you, so is a little bit of autism. One of my girlfriends broke up with me while she was on her period. Talk about getting left on red. Am I right? Alright, now I'm going to start doing Zeke's jokes. Now that he's gone. I walked into my roommate masturbating. I said, hey, you. Now that actually is my joke, but if it didn't work, then I would have said it was Zeke's joke. And they said that once you have kids, you never have sex again. Unless you're a pedophile. That's not good. That's not a good thing to say. But since you responded in that way, I do have one more joke about pedophile. You kind of fucked yourself, because now you have to hear it. If you would have just not liked the other joke, then I would have abandoned this theater. But this is my impression. You guys like impressions, right? Well, this is my impression impression of Jared Fogle from Subway if he did stand-up comedy. You're right to cringe before I even did that. Jared Fogle doing stand-up. Here we go. Hey, what's the deal with airplane food? How come my girlfriend won't eat unless I do the airplane with her food? Okay, and that's... You get it. You get it. That's not me saying that. I would never say that. That's Jared Fogle. Guys, I couldn't find my belt this morning. Then I remembered that I had loaned it to a buddy who recently died of autoerotic asphyxiation. So I guess he had it coming. It was coming when he had it. So I guess he had it coming. Alright. Told you. This one's gross and I'm going to put it later. Don't you guys hate when you go to the morgue at night? Wait, this might just be good. The other day I was going to the morgue and I tried to get in and they wouldn't let me. There was security. Talk about a bodyguard. So all up with blue balls. But that is a necrophilia joke and I am ashamed of it. But that's not it. Hey, which do you guys think came first? The chicken or my cousin Dale? It was my cousin. The chicken didn't like it. Chicken would have preferred it not happen. And I did just go from necrophilia to bestiality. I did not plan that, but that is where the cards fell. So I hope you remember that about me. If you take away anything, that I have two girls about those things. All right. You guys think that two people with Down syndrome should be allowed to have sex? With me? I'm going to keep asking until someone says yes. You guys remember when you were a kid and your dad would say some stupid shit to you, like, this is going to hurt me a lot more than it hurts you? And then he would take off his belt and hang himself with it? Didn't you hate when that happened back when you were a kid? And your dad would do that? I kind of have a different ending to that joke. I want to try it out. So we're going to start the joke over. Hey, when you were a kid, your dad would say some stupid shit like, this is going to hurt me a lot more than it hurts you, and then he would take off his belt and do heroin with it? It didn't look like it hurt him at all. In fact, he was pretty peaceful. All right, let's he dies in both those jokes, though. He's dead again at both of the jokes. Look, I can't kill my dad in real life, so I kill him in my comedy set sometimes, just to feel something. Speaking of dead people, my cousin died after failing No Nut November. Apparently he left a Zeppy pin in my car. You guys know that if you play any Led Zeppelin record backwards, my dad will yell at you? I love that you guys are just ignoring the fact that he's dead. In this universe, I've killed him already. But that's okay. Found out that sex dolls, you're all familiar with the concept. Well, they're a lot easier to clean up when you're into foot stuff. If you're not into foot stuff, you're not going to get it. That's what I'm telling myself right now. But that's not it here nor there. I don't think my dog likes when I try to get him high. I think he might be afraid of needles. Look, you don't have to laugh. That is a near perfect joke. That is, it subverts all your expectations. And my dog gets to do heroin in that joke, so that's it's cool. Anyway, I like my women like I like my coffee, all over my lap in a McDonald's drive-thru. My wife thought it'd be hot if we did it missionary style, so I gave her smallpox and genocide in her homeland. Imagine what I gotta do to make her come twice. Did you know that if you sit on your hand before you go hitchhiking, it feels like someone else is jacking off the truck driver? I got some premature laughter. You already knew what was coming. And that's a double entendre. Similarly, did you guys know that if you sit on your hand before you commit suicide, it feels like a homicide? I want to tell just one of those jokes, but I can't decide which one's better, so I'll just keep telling both of them. I like when I have two endings to a joke, and I do both. And that's just a thing I like about myself. Just being vulnerable with you guys right now. But yeah, no, thanks for asking. I could actually never hit a woman, because... Wait, hold on, you gotta let me finish this one. I could never hit a woman because then she'll find out I'm weak. Hey, that's a good reason as any. As long as women aren't getting hit, the joke's fine. No women are harmed in the making of these jokes. Guys, I saw a guy with a teardrop tattoo. Apparently that's supposed to indicate how many people you've killed when you have a teardrop tattoo. I don't know. What? Oh, nothing's funny yet. Anyway, I guess that's probably why Hitler never got any teardrop tattoos. That'd just be blackface. Alright, some of you might need a little help. Imagine, if you will, 6 million teardrop tattoos on one man's face. Problematic. Highly problematic. And the last thing we need is for Hitler to be perceived as problematic. We can't have it. Guys, a lot of people used to tell me stories about roasting weenies over the fire, roasting marshmallows. We could never do that when I was a kid, because we only had plastic coat hangers. It also meant that when my sister got pregnant, she had to keep it. And, you know, speaking of keeping it, I'm not keeping that one. You guys know the difference between she loved it. She loved when I said it. Alright, we got to say it. You guys know the difference between a shrub and a bush? You know the difference between a shrub and a bush? Well, for one, a shrub didn't do 9/11. So, went to the doctor the other day. I said, "Doc, you gotta help me. I keep experiencing a strong taste of metal in my mouth." He said, "Have you tried removing the gun?" He was right. He was right. That's why I go to that guy. My first child was a home birth because we had a breathalyzer in the car. You know this. I used to have a bit of an Ambien problem. I really like drinking Ambien drunk. No, I didn't have to say that. I think my dog might have given me fleas. I didn't know that was a sexually transmitted disease. That's pretty gross. Pretty gross. Pretty disgusting and all that shit. You guys like synonyms? You guys a big fan of synonyms? Well, synonym is what I do in bed with a gay man. I get in that bed and I synonym. I synonym. Right in them. Alright. And then that joke, I am also gay. And for that joke, this is my month. no longer my mouth. This is my impression of a really talented crystal meth cook. You guys ready for an impression of a really talented crystal meth cook? I just want to make one thing perfectly clear, and that's the whole thing. There's a big difference between not wanting any more kids and not wanting kids anymore. Hey, don't believe me? Just ask Casey Anthony. I have this joke of avoiding, but it's gonna come. When you hear it, you're gonna shit. You know when you're a kid, your mom would tell you to do something you were already gonna do, and now you don't want to do it anymore, or just to spite her? Well, that's why I haven't killed myself. Here's a little fun fact about babies. They are nothing like Polaroids. When you shake them, it actually makes them develop slower. That's good to know. That's good. That's good to keep in mind. In about 10 years, no one's going to get that joke. What the fuck is a Polaroid? I was reading my Bible on the way here. Anybody else? I love reading my Bible when I'm driving. A little buy it and drive. I don't know. It's gonna catch on though. You guys like to buy it and drive? I got pulled over for buying and driving. Alright. I said, officer, no weapon formed against thee shall prosper. Anyway, I was reading my Bible all the way here. You ever wonder why Jesus wouldn't just tell the Romans he wasn't really God? What a weird hill to die on. A lot of setup for that weak-ass punchline. But anyway, I was reading my Greek mythology textbook on the way here. You guys ever wonder why Achilles wouldn't just wear armor down there? What a weird hill to die on. I think people get offended way too easily these days. Someone got upset with me over a yo mama joke I told. That would have never happened back in my day, when his mom was still alive. Is she here? No. She's here. How much time do I have left? 5. Oh, sick. That's fucking sick. I think I have about 5 left. I have more than 5 left if I pick up my phone and read my new jokes, which I might still do. Is that okay if I read some new jokes after I'm done with this? Just a couple. I don't have that many movies. Most of them are already in the stack. Anyway, there's a cross on the side of the road where my aunt died. In fact, that's what she was staring at when she drove in oncoming traffic. Now there's 2 crosses. Here's a little fun fact about crematoriums. They do not milk cows. Doesn't matter how much you're willing to pay. What they will do is actually kind of fucked up. Alright. Last night I had sex with a translator. Anyway, turns out her love language was getting her dick sucked. Okay, full circle. Leave that around. Good little joke there. A lot of people like when I tell this joke differently, so I'll start it over. There's a reason people call me Long Dong Johnny. It's because I asked them to. No good reason. A girl I didn't like the other day, a girl I don't like gave me some flowers. I said, ooh, what kind of flowers are these? She said, peonies. I said, yeah, I'm definitely going to pee on these, but what kind of flowers are they? Alright, I'm gonna try to pick you guys up right now. Alright, in this joke, you're all baby. Hey baby, are you the Twin Towers? Stick with me. Because I know a dick in a bush that would benefit from you going down. Look, whether or not you think they did it, they profited. I'm going to leave you with this one. This is what my dad told my mom after I was born. That's a cute little joke. Today I learned that the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And the enemy of my anemone is sea slugs, snails, crabs, sea stars, moss-head sculpins, eels, flowers, and butterflies. Alright, I have a dirty version of that joke. You want to hear it? Alright, today I fucking learned that the fucking enemy of my fucking enemy is my fucking friend. But the fucking enemy of my fucking enemy is fucking sea slugs, fucking snails, fucking crabs, fucking sea stars, fucking moss-head sculpins, fucking eels, motherfucking flounders, and motherfuckers. And that's gold right there. That's comedy gold. A lot of people say that squirt is mostly pee. Have you heard that? Let's get right into it. How come when I do it, it's mostly poo? That's the joke I've been afraid to do this whole time. That usually gets a squirty ovation. Alright. This looks like I have only one joke left, but I'm going to tell 2 jokes. Make some noise if you have a pocket pussy at home. Pocket pussy is what my bullies used to call me when I wore cargo shorts. So. Guys, a lot of people say New York is a city that never sleeps. If that's true, I say New Orleans is a city that never bathes. Except for that one time.